Okay, so we just finished another one of these. If you have, this is the center. If you haven't made one of these yet, please see the link in the description below, and you will be able to create this, and then you come on back to me, okay? And then we will do this next snowflake. Okay, so what we're going to do is slip stitch into the next stitch right here. Okay. We're going to chain 3, and this will count as our first double crochet. So 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to double crochet in the same spot. We're going to chain 3 and then single crochet between both of these two stitches here. So 1, 2, 3, and then put a single crochet right inside here. We're going to do that 3 times. So 1, 2, 3, and put a single crochet. 1, 2, 3, single crochet. Now we are going to chain 2, and we're going to put a double crochet right where we made this double crochet right here, and we started our little section. So we're going to put a DC right next to this one. We are then going to put a double crochet in this chain space here. We're then going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. We're going to put a single crochet right in top of here. We're going to do a little bit different of a picket. Then we're going to put another double crochet in here. We're going to do that same thing once again. So chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and put a single crochet in top of that DC. Now we're going to put a double crochet in here. Now we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, put a double crochet right in top of that last stitch we made. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. We're going to put a single crochet right in top of that last stitch we made. And then we're going to put a double crochet right next to it in that same space. Okay. Now we are going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. We're going to put a double crochet in top of that same stitch there that we just did. Now we are going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to put 5 double crochets in top of this stitch. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now this is going to be a little bit weird, but we are going to just put a slip stitch right there next to where we put all those 5 DC. We're going to put a slip stitch right in there. Okay, that's just going to tighten that little thing up. Now we're going to put a single crochet or 2 single crochets right around this DC. Just open that up. Put a 2 single crochets there. 1, 2. Now we're going to make a picket once again. So we are going to put a single crochet right in top of this stitch right here. and then make a picket. So 1, 2, 3, and put a single crochet right there. Okie dokie. We're now going to put a slip stitch right here, and we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to put a single crochet right in that same spot. It's a little bit easier picket than what we're really used to there. Now we are going to open this up a little bit, and there's a double crochet right here. We are going to put we're going to put 3 double crochets right around that. So 1, 2, 3. Remember, the first one's always the hardest. And I'm seeing this with new eyes, just same as you. Now we are going to put a slip stitch in top of this double crochet right here. Basically just find 2 loops, wiggle your way in and put a slip stitch. Now we're going to put a double crochet in there. We're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. We're going to put a single crochet right in top of that one. Going to do that again. Double crochet inside that chain right there. Chain 3. Put a single crochet on top of that double crochet. And then we're going to put a double crochet right in that same thing, and that's going to finish that off. So let me do my little chain here, because we're going to be chaining 2. Oh, actually, no, we're not chaining any in that one. So I'm just going to pull my thread out real quick so we can do a quick review. This one's a tough one. It's cute, but it's a tough one. Okay. So what we did so far is, let me get out my blue pointer. We slip stitched into the next stitch. We then chained 3, and we put a double crochet in that same spot. We then chained 3. We put a single crochet, chain 3, single crochet, chain 3, single crochet in between these 2. We then chained 2, and we put a double crochet in that same spot where we did our first 2 DCs. We then skipped 4 stitches, and we put a double crochet, chained 3, put a single crochet in top of that stitch, chained 3, put a single crochet in top of that stitch, put a double crochet right here next to it. Then we chained 3, put a double crochet right on top of that stitch. We then chained 3 and put a slip stitch in top of the stitch. We preceded that by chaining, or we then put a chain 3, and we put a double crochet right next to it and on top of this DC. We then put a chain 3, did 5 double crochets on top of this, and then we put a slip stitch into here. So 5 and a slip stitch. We then put 2 single crochets around that double crochet, chained 3, we put a slip stitch in this one, put 3 single crochets here. We then put a double crochet in our chain space here, chained 3, single crocheted on top of this DC, chained 3, single crocheted on top of this DC, and then we double crocheted in this next one. Whew, that's a lot for this one. Okay, get this going here. Now we're going to skip the next 5 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and put a double crochet in here. We're then going to chain 2, 1, 2, put 2 double crochets in this next stitch here. Now we are going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, put a single crochet in between these two, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, single crochet in between the two, chain 3, single crochet in between the two, then we're going to chain 2, we're going to put a double crochet right in that same spot we just did all that stuff to. Now you're probably thinking, oh, that doesn't look like that side. Well, because in the ending, when we do our joining, it will be finished off. This is only half done, or we'll say 3/4 done right now for this part. So now we are going to put a double crochet. We're going to skip all these stitches, put a double crochet in here. We're then going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, put a single crochet on top of that DC, put a double crochet in that chain space, chain 3, put a single crochet on top of that stitch, put another double crochet in there. Now we are going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to put a double crochet right on top of that stitch. We're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, put a slip stitch in top of that last DC there. We are then going to put a double crochet right on top of that stitch. Now we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, put a double crochet on top of the last stitch we made. Now we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, put 5 double crochets in top of this stitch. And a slip stitch, remember. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then we're going to put a slip stitch right where we put all those 5 double crochets. Now we're going to put 2 single crochets around this double crochet right here, that stitch. 1, 2. Then we're going to, oh, I was reading the pattern wrong, so on this one. So what I'm going to do is do it correctly this time. So I'm going to put a single crochet in here, and then I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, put a single crochet, or sorry, a slip stitch in there, really nice and tight, and then I'm going to put chain 3. I'm going to put a slip stitch right in top of that single crochet. You can put it on the inside, you can put it right here, open up the single crochet, put that in there, just as long as it gets there. And then I'm going to put 3 single crochets around the side of that DC there. That was my phone. I'm trying to hear from the vet, so I'm going to pause it and then I will get right back to you. Okay, so next we're going to slip stitch right in top of this DC right here. Now we are going to put a double crochet and a picket right in this chain space. DC, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and putting a slip stitch or a single crochet right on top of that DC. If you're wondering why my voice has changed a little and I got my finger splint on, I don't know if I had it in the other one. We had to go pick up the cat. If you're watching this Snowflakes as a series, you'll know that we had a cat we had to bring back to the vet. So it looks like she's going to be, we're hoping for the best, but we're preparing that she's going to be blind for the rest of her life. So we had to do some setup and changes and stuff like that. So yeah, it's, I will have it, an update in probably the video that has like the blocking in it. I'll put in the description. I'll do updates in that one. So if you want to hear if she's comes out of it and she gets her sight back, you can read that one in the blocking of the wet blocking, not the glue blocking. So yeah, because you might be involved now. We're trying not to stress too much out of it. So okay, let's carry on though. Let's do another double crochet in the same spot. Chain 3, single crochet in top of that stitch, and then another double crochet in there to finish it off. Now, since I'm looking at this with fresh eyes again, I gotta read a little here. Okay, now we're going to skip 5 stitches. So remember, this one's considered kind of hidden, so just be careful, but you still gotta count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so in the next one, we're gonna put double crochet, chain 2, and then 2 double crochets, 1 and then 2. Now we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. We're going to put a single crochet in between the 2 stitches there, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and another single crochet right there, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, put a single crochet in that same space again to give us 3 little boop-de-de-boops. Now we're going to chain 2, 1, 2. We're going to put a double crochet right in that same spot as we put all those other double crochets. Kind of spin them around just a little bit and even that out. So now we are going to skip these stitches and skip the next 4 stitches, and we're going to put a double crochet in here. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, putting a single crochet on top of that stitch. Do that once more, double crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and putting a single crochet on top of that stitch. Now we're going to put another double crochet right there, and we are going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, putting a double crochet right on top of that stitch. Now we are going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and let's see here. Now we're going to put a single crochet. Actually, I think we did a slip stitch there in the previous part, so I'm going to go with a slip stitch. Slip stitch? Yes, slip stitch, because that's what the pattern calls for as well. And now I'm going to chain 3. Oh, sorry, no, we're not going to chain 3. We're going to put another double crochet right in top of this chain right here. Now we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to put 5 double crochets right on top of this stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to put a slip stitch right where we put our 5 double crochets. Now we are going to put or chain 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to put a slip stitch right in there as well. That'll give us a little, I think this is going to be a little bit different from in the earlier part of the pattern, and I do apologize for that, but like I said, it's been a whole another day and a whole bunch of stuff, so I don't 100% remember what I used right there. I'm trying to find my pattern. I try to get projects done in one day if I can. Okay. So, what I'm going to pull that out. Okay. Next, in this, right around this double crochet right here, we're going to put a single crochet, and then we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to put a slip stitch in that single crochet there, and that'll give us a little bumpity bump bump. Now I'm going to put 3 single crochets around the side of that. So 1, 2, and 3. My thread's fighting me. Get out some here. Now after we get that done, looks like a little gingerbread man in a way. Okay. I think I need to lay off the coffee. We're going to, on top of this double crochet, we're going to put a slip stitch. Now we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to put a slip stitch in that same spot there. We're going to then put a double crochet in that chain space. Chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Put a single crochet top of the next stitch there. Oh, that's not right. We're going to put a double crochet in that same spot right there. And that's going to finish off that little section. Now we're going to skip 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to put a double crochet in that next stitch there. Chain 2. 1, 2. We're going to put 2 double crochets in that same spot. 1, 2. We're going to chain 1, and we're going to put a single, we're going to chain 3. 1, 2. Got my 3 there. We're going to put a single crochet in between those 2 stitches. Chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Single crochet in between the 2 stitches. 1, 2, 3. And a single crochet in between those 2 stitches. Now we're going to chain 2. 1, 2. We're going to put a double crochet in that same spot. Now we're going to skip these stitches and put a double crochet in that next little chain space. Chain 3, putting a single crochet in top of the double crochet. Going to put a double crochet in that same chain there. Chain 3, putting a double crochet, a single crochet in top of that stitch, followed by a double crochet in that chain space. Now we're going to chain 3. We're going to put a double crochet on top of that same spot there. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, putting a slip stitch on top of that double crochet there. Then we're going to put a double crochet on top of that stitch right there one more time. Now we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. We're going to put 5 double crochets in top of this stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we're going to put a slip stitch in top of this stitch right here, right next to our chain 5s. Now we are going to put a single crochet around this DC right here. Going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. We're going to make a little boop-de-boop. We're going to put a slip stitch in top of that single crochet. Now we're going to put 3 single crochets around the side of that double crochet. Now we're going to put a slip stitch in top of this DC right here. Good, chain 3, 1, 2, 3. We're going to put a single crochet because I think it looks better than the slip stitch. Single crochet right there next to that. You can do a slip stitch if you desire. And I'm going to put a double crochet in this chain space. Chain 3, single crochet in top of that right here. I'm going to put a double crochet in there once more to finish that little section off. Now we're going to skip 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put a double crochet in that next stitch, chain 2, 2 double crochets in there, in that same stitch right there. Going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, single crochet in between those 2 stitches, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, single crochet, 1, 2, 3, single crochet. Now we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and put a double crochet right where we put our other double crochets. We're now going to put, we're almost done with this one. This one's very pretty and very lacy, but it's very involved. I will say that. So in this one, we're going to put our double crochet, chain 3, single crochet on top of the DC, double crochet in that chain space, chain 3, single crochet on top of that one, and then a DC in that same spot. We're going to now chain 3, putting a double crochet on top of that stitch, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, putting a slip stitch on top of that last one right there. Now we're going to put a double crochet right on top of that same spot. We're now going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. We're going to put 5 double crochets in top of this DC right here, same as we did before. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Putting a slip stitch right where we put all those 5 double crochets. That gives us that little bump. Now around this double crochet right here, we're going to put a single crochet. Going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. And I'm going to put a slip stitch in that single crochet that we just made. That gives us that little bump. Now we're going to put 3 single crochets next to that, around that double crochet. If you find that you can't put 3, just put 2. It's all good. No one's going to know the difference. Okay, on top of this double crochet right here, we're going to put a slip stitch. We're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to put a single crochet in top of that space right there. Now I'm going to put a DC in this chain space. 1 right there. Now I'm going to do chain 3, 2, 3, putting a single crochet in top of this stitch right here. I'm going to finish that little section off by putting another double crochet in there. Okay. Now we're going to skip 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Putting a double crochet in the next stitch there. Going to chain 2. Putting 2 double crochets in that same spot right there. Going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Single crochet in between those 2 stitches. Chain 3. Single crochet in between the 2 stitches. Chain 3, single crochet in between the 2 stitches. Now I'm going to chain 2, and I'm going to put a double crochet right where those other DC are. Ooh, last one. Okay, last one. Oh my Lord. Okay, last one. We're going to put, or our last little bigger part here, I'm going to put a double crochet once again in that chain space. Chain 3. Putting a single crochet in top of that stitch there. Make sure I go on the right side there. I'm going to put a double crochet in that same spot. Chain 3. Putting a single crochet on top of that last DC we made. I'm going to put another double crochet in there. I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, putting a double crochet on top of that last stitch. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, putting a slip stitch in top of that stitch right there. I'm going to put a double crochet right next to that on top of that. Oh, come on, get two. Right on top of that, I'm going to put a double crochet. Now I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, putting 5 double crochets on top of this last stitch here. 1, 2, I think Freya's underneath my desk. 3, 4, and 5. Now I'm going to put a slip stitch right where I made those 5 stitches. Right there. Now around this double crochet right there, I'm going to put a single crochet, chain 3, putting a slip stitch in that single crochet. If you can't find the top, work it around it. I'm going to put 3 single crochets around that same double crochet there. I'm going to put a slip stitch in top of this stitch there. I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to put a single crochet in that same spot. I'm going to put a double crochet in this chain space, chain 3, single crochet on top of that last DC we made, putting a double crochet right there once again to finish off that little section. Now we're going to do our joining. We're going to finish off this section because it's definitely missing a little something, isn't it? So what we're going to do is we're going to, right where the base of this is and we put our other stitches, we're going to pop our needle in there and put a double crochet. Okay, we're going to chain 2 and now we're going to join it with a slip stitch right underneath these single crochets right here, right in top of that beginning chain. Sorry about my voice. You don't know how much I'm editing out coughing right now. Fall allergies, those leaves and everything. It's not fun. Okay, so now I'm going to chain 2 and I'm going to do my tie off. I'm going to tuck this in. Remember, if you're using vintage yarn, be very careful when you make your knot right there. And I will, give this a little look. And I will see you either in the dry block or the wet blocking of these doilies. And then I will also, otherwise, I will see you in for the Elmer's glue stiffening one or video, okay? So I will see you then.